Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Narrated Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Whenever the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam took a bath after janaba, he started by washing his hand and then performed ablution like that of the prayer. After that, he would put his finger in water and move to the roots of his hair with them, and then pour three handfuls of water over his head, and then pour water all over his body. Narrated Maimuna radiallahu ta'ala anha, the wife of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam performed ablution like that for the prayer but did not wash his feet. He washed off the discharge from his private part and then poured water over his body. He withdrew his feet from that place, the place where he took the bath, then washed them, and that was his way of taking bath of janaba. Narrated Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and I used to take a bath from a single pot called farak. Narrated Abu Salama, Aisha's brother, and I went to the Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, and he asked her about the bath of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He brought a pot containing about a sa of water and took a bath and poured it over her head, and at what time there was a screen between her and us. Narrated Abu Ja'far radiallahu ta'ala anhu, while I and my father were with Jabir bin Abdullah radiallahu ta'ala anhu, some people asked him about taking a bath. He replied, "A sa water is sufficient for you." A man said, "A sa is not enough for me." Jabir radiallahu ta'ala anhu said, "A sa was sufficient for one who had more hair than you and was better than you," meaning the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then Jabir radiallahu ta'ala anhu put on his garment and led the prayer. Narrated Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Maimuna radiallahu ta'ala anha used to take a bath from a single pot. Narrated Jabir bin Mu'tim, Allah Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "As for me, I pour water over 3 times on my head," and he pointed with both his hands. Narrated Jabir bin Abdullah radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to pour water 3 times on his head. Narrated Abu Ja'far radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Jabir bin Abdullah said to me, "Your cousin Hassan bin Muhammad bin al-Hanfiya came to me and asked about the bath of janaba." I replied, "The Prophet ﷺ used to take 3 handfuls of water, pour them on his head, and then pour more water over his body." Al-Hassan said to me, "I am a hairy man." I replied, "The Prophet ﷺ had more hair than you." Narrated Maimuna radiallahu ta'ala anha, I placed water for the bath of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He washed his hand twice or thrice, and then poured water over his left hand and washed his private parts. He rubbed his hand over the earth and cleaned them, rinsed his mouth, washed his nose by putting water in it and blowing it out, washed his face and both forearms, and then poured water over his body. Then he withdrew from that place and washed his feet. Narrated Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, whenever the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam took his bath of janaba, sexual relation or wet dreams, he asked for the hilab or some other scent. He used to take it in his hand, rub it first over the right side of his head and then over the left, and then rub the middle of his head with both hands. Narrated Maimuna radiallahu ta'ala anha, I placed water for the bath of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and poured water with his right hand on his left and washed them. Then he washed his private parts and rubbed his hands on the ground, washed them with water, rinsed his mouth, and washed his nose by putting water in it and blowing it out, washed his face and poured water on his head. He withdrew from that place and washed his feet. A piece of cloth towel was given to him, but he did not use it. Narrated Maimuna radiallahu ta'ala anha, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam took the bath of janaba, sexual relation or wet dreams. He first cleansed his private part with his hand and then rubbed that hand on the wall earth and washed it. Then he performed ablution like that for the prayer, and after that bath he washed his feet. Narrated Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and I used to take a bath from a single pot of water, and our hands used to go in the pot after each other in turn. Narrated Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, whenever Allah Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam took a bath of janaba, he washed his hands first.